Good evening. Sven here with some survival tips of the night. And after tonight, I think I'm going to take the weekend off. Got a busy weekend ahead of me. But tonight's topic is what they call the EDC. That is my everyday carry. What do I keep on me in case of that emergency, that shit hits the fan, that unexpected, oh damn, what's happening kind of situation that I have in my pockets. And for the most part, I don't leave home with these few items. And I'm going to start with my EDC from when I was a kid. Growing up in the Adirondacks of upstate New York, as a kid, as a young man, I always carried two things. I carried not this knife, but I always carried a pocket knife. And at the time, I always carried a Bic lighter. These are two things that I've carried with me for the last 40 years, every day. And if I don't have this in my pocket, man, I am just lost, totally lost. Not going to go over the Bic lighter. I think we all know what the Bic lighter is. Kind of replaced matches almost completely to this day with its. You just find these things everywhere, and keep 2 or 3 of them around. They're good to have. I'm very adamant about fire, and you'll see here about that more in a minute. So a good pocket knife. This is a medium-sized pocket knife, fairly inexpensive. I think this goes for about $30 online. But on the other hand, it is an extremely stout blade, very well made. And I've gone over this once before, but I'm going to do it again. This is the Timberline Workhorse. And as you can see, it's got a very heavy blade, partially serrated. That's personal preference. Everything I need to do with my straight blade here is plenty for me, and I always like to have a serrated blade for other tasks if need be. Excuse me. I want to give Ops Gear a little plug here tonight. Owned and operated by veterans of our United States forces, and great bunch of guys and young ladies that operate that site. So maybe if you get time later, give them a shout and take a look at some of the really cool stuff that they have, including these great t-shirts. So thank you, Ops Gear. Okay. A good stout blade of your choice. I like the pocket clip. That's kind of standard these days. Makes it a lot easier to get your knife in and out of your pocket. The little thumbnail there, locking blade, pretty standard these days. Very easy to open and operate. Mine is very razor sharp, so you always want to be very careful with your knives and cutting utensils. Don't slip, fall, because then you're going to need your first aid kit, which I don't completely carry with me all the time. My keys. You're probably saying, hey, that looks familiar. We used to make these things when we were kids. These little square knot things. This one I've made out of paracord. A little heavy-duty keychain ring here. And I have also fashioned a double diamond knot on the end of this here. And you say, well, that's cool, but what kind of survival thing is this? Well, very simple. You get into an altercation with somebody out there maybe protesting. They're just really PO'd and just looking for a fight or somebody to take out their aggression on. And you're a law-abiding citizen. You don't have a concealed carry permit, perhaps. You don't want to shoot anybody if you don't have to. blah, blah, blah. What this does is gives you a handle. You wrap your pinky around that double diamond knot, or if you want a little bit longer grip, you choke up on that, and now you have quite a little weapon there that maybe somebody would think twice about. There's a bunch of keys coming at your face, and trust me, you hit somebody with that with a little bit of leverage, and they're going to think twice about coming back at you again. So just a very simple little paracord handle. Just a set of keys becomes a weapon. On my keys also, I have something that I make. I have a handcuff key too. That's always handy. Is what I call my mini fire. That is a mini ferrocerium rod. I can probably start 20-30 fires with that easily. And it's just a little ferrocerium rod. And that's why I like my partially serrated pocket knife, because it fits right on the end of that and will throw a very nice hot spark in a very quick emergency situation. My mini fire, I make these. I do have a patent pending on those. So and then, you know, just your keys, but I keep fire with me all the time. So that's my mini fire on the keychain, and something to give you a little bit of leverage. You need to hang on to something, give an attacker a good smack upside the head, and make them realize that you are a formidable opponent. Okay, so remember that. Also, I have a carabiner on here. I can undo this paracord for rope. If I need a little carabiner for hooking something up real quick. Just some things all in one. The other kit that I carry with me, usually in my lunch pail, because I'm a working man, carry a little lunch pail, just a little igloo cooler. And this can also go on my belt. And I've shown you this before too, but I want to show you guys again. This is just an old timer's knife pouch, an old nylon knife pouch that I've had for years. On the back of it, I can still put this on my belt. It's on the belt loop there. I have a nice little neck knife, extra blade, also very sharp. Okay, I have a small bit of paracord here for emergencies, and I've educated myself on the engineering of this cord, so I know how to use it. We must educate ourselves, my friends. You've got to get on, you know, like YouTube. Watch these videos. These people are excellent teachers. They're putting that information out there for you. It's free. It just takes a little bit of your time, and you want to practice some of these skills, especially the fire making and the different ways of starting fire, because fire can be your life. Okay, so let's open this up real quick. Here I have a custom ferrocerium rod, a little custom handle on there with a orange tag. So if I drop this, this is very important to me, so I don't want to lose it. I want to be able to see that if I drop that. Stainless steel and ferrocerium rod there. Okay. Also in here I have, in this piece of cloth wrapped up, I have a piece of English flint for a flintlock musket, some of the best flint you can get for fire starting. I keep it wrapped in that red cloth. That red cloth can be used for signaling. if you were to get into a situation, or it can be used for filtering water, that sort of thing. So, and I have a little bit of aluminum foil. Always also can be used for signaling, or to cook, maybe wrap up a little squirrel, or a little bit of just to put something down, so that if you need to prepare something, it gives you a clean surface. Also in here I have char cloth for starting my fires. Also, you can find out all about how to make char cloth on YouTube. I carry that with me all the time. In here I carry also a P38 military can opener, a very compact little can opener. Keep one of those with me. It doesn't take up any space. Very lightweight. I have a steel that goes with my flint. I have an extra striker and little piece of hacksaw blade that goes with my ferrocenium rod. Also very useful. Hey, there's a little mini Bic lighter in there, just a backup. Then what I also have tucked down in the bottom here is a piece of cotton kitchen rope that I've braided as a wick that I can use to light, catch a spark and light fire with. And I also have a little bit of jute twine, which is when you open this up and fluff that up, those fibers are extremely flammable and makes for excellent and ease of catching a spark with a ferrocenium rod, and will go into a flame almost instantly. So remember that, jute twine. And you can buy a whole roll of this, like a couple hundred feet, for like $1, probably under $2. I think I paid for that, and I carry little pieces of that with me everywhere. So let me just set all this down. And the other thing I carry with me is a little bit of antibiotic, because you never know. You're out there in the woods, you get cut. Even though I don't have a Band-Aid or something, this is a petroleum-based antibiotic ointment. You put that on there, and as long as you try not to rub it off, or you wrap your heck, you can cut the top of your sock off and put it on if it was somewhere here, and use that as a bandage. It becomes waterproof and helps to keep out infection and that sort of thing. So a little something like that can be a lifesaver also, because once infection sets in and you're out there in the woods, it can become a big problem very quickly. And this is my EDC. Now in my truck I carry a bag, a waterproof bag from Kmart. It's like $5. I've got all kinds of stuff in there. On my motorcycle I carry an Altoids tin with all kinds of goodies in it too. And so I try not to, and in my wife's car she has a setup also. We try not to go without a little something, so that we're prepared, at least even with what I've shown you here tonight, the very minimum that you may need to survive. You know, this little bit of jute twine, I can set up a snare with this. Maybe get me a raccoon or something, or my keys. I can take this stuff, this cord apart, and set up a snare and feed myself. So the fire making itself, it needs you to have that hands-on practice until you know this stuff in your sleep, because you might have to wake up in the middle of the night and go running out your door. And you may want to just have to grab that one little bag by the door and go. I'm an old Boy Scout. You know, they teach you, be prepared. That is the Boy Scout motto. And I've tried to be a little bit prepared, like I mentioned the other night. Not for every scenario, but I feel a little bit more comfortable myself knowing that I have at least a fighting chance to defend myself. I have a cutting tool. I can defend myself with that also. I have fire. I have a way of getting food and sterilizing water. I don't have a, I can find a can somewhere. Give yourself a chance. You may ask, why do I do these videos? Why? Because I care. Simple. Because I care. I am a human being, and I know, and that's what you are too. Red, yellow, black, white, it doesn't matter to me. You are a human being first, and your survival, no matter what the situation is, when you are faced with either death or annihilation, you will fight to survive. And if you just have a few tools in your arsenal and know how to use them, you've just upped your chances. Thank you. Remember that. Up your chances of survival by carrying a small kit like that. Simple thing. Like that. Or like that even. A simple Altoids tin. I can put all kinds of stuff in that. Put a rubber band around it. Keep it in my glove compartment. God bless. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Be safe. I love you all. Good night, and God bless America. I want to thank everybody real quick also. The shares on my last video were way beyond my expectations, and just really touches my heart knowing that I'm touching your lives a little bit with some of this information. So thank you one and all for watching these videos. I hope you get a little something out of them, and let's do this. Let's survive. Good night.